Hello, everybody. How are you? If you are watching this and you just finished watching my video on foundations, we're actually starting this month. If you don't know who I am, by the way, I'm Patty Hall, and I'm with Get Balanced 2020. And what we are is I always say we. Well, but you know what? There's the Trinity, so that kind of thing. But anyway, what I do is I have a YouTube channel where I educate how to put nutrition, fitness, how to transform your mind and your thought process into a positive, successful way of thinking to be able to become the person that you're meant to be on this green big ball. And so we also talk about spirit, which mind and spirit actually go together. But what I'm doing in April, for those of you who have been watching my videos, there's not going to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So we used to do Monday mindful, Monday, Wednesday nutrition, Thursdays Fridays fitness, and Saturday spiritual. I'm actually combining the earth portion together, which is mind and body, and then we're going to do videos on spirituality because those things are different. One is actually something that is more logically based, earthly based, and the other one is very much spiritually based, which is the unseen and what we believe in. So if you have not seen any of my videos, you're welcome to look on Get Balanced 2020, Patty Hall on YouTube. You're also able to go to Facebook, Get Balanced 2020. Please join us and be a friend, and make sure that you like and share on both of those, as well as subscribe on YouTube. You can also catch some of the links on my website, which is getbalanced2020.com. And there you can also join and become a fan, but also too, if you want to make a one-on-one appointment, you're very welcome to do that. I also have the programs for nutrition, fitness, some intuitive sessions, some consult sessions, those kind of things. I also do speaking engagements and all that kind of stuff, but you can find that all on the website. So please go and visit there and just say, give me a holler somewhere. But right now, month of April, for our mind and our body, we're focusing on foundation. So we're getting in the mindful part to the roots. It'll be 4 weeks of doing this. So the first week is learning where the base of our roots are coming from, and which is a really good way to start, because we also need to know where that is for our fitness and our nutrition. So people are like, well, what do you know about this stuff? Well, I do have a degree in nutrition and fitness, but I also have psychology background and criminal justice background, but that's totally irrelevant. But also too, I've been a competitive bodybuilder. I have gone through the trenches of all kinds of sexual abuse, emotional abuse. My brother was murdered. I've gone through so much, people. I don't want to get into it here. Go to the mind and you can hear about it there. But the thing is, today is about nutrition and fitness here. And so what I'm going to be focusing on is our foundation. So just like the mind, we need to find out where the foundation is, especially mostly for women. Now, I have a book on the market, and when I wrote that book, I was actually bodybuilding at the time, and I found out that a lot of our weight issues as women is not our body. It's actually up here. And why we eat what we eat, when we eat, how we eat, and everything is a lot of psychological. And the reason being is it starts when we are children. And so where that foundation is for our nutrition and our fitness is where we get that from. Maybe we come from a background of the hereditary is a little heavier or a little skinnier. My daughter's half Asian, so she has a very petite little figure. My background is French and a very robust physique. So, that is in our heritage. A lot of that has to do with also maybe we have high cholesterol, high blood pressure, those kind of things. We have to look at all of that from the foundation, and then we have to build that foundation from where we started, where we are now, and where we want to go. So a lot of the way that we grow up when we eat or we do our fitness is based on what we see and what was taught to us. So a lot of us are taught as I was brought up in the 50s, late 50s. So when I was brought up, my mother was a single mom with 3 kids, and then I had my younger brother. But then she was working hard, so it was eat everything on your plate. Everything on your plate. You cannot leave the table until you do. And so that created a little heavier set patty. Because the thing was, I didn't need all those calories. I didn't need as much of that because maybe I wasn't as active as my friends or whatever it was. Or maybe genetically, my metabolism was slower. So there's a lot, or all kinds of things. Each body is different. So we have to get to the foundation of what our body is, how we started, how we change it, and where we can go with it. So with that foundation, I was taught that I had to eat everything on my plate. And I grew up with that mentality in my brain, playing that over and over and over again, that I had to eat a certain way. When I had to eat 3 meals a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, that was just the way it was. And now in this day and age, and it took me years and years until I actually started bodybuilding and working out, because I had low self-esteem. I was 215 pounds when I started out training. And then 1 year later, I was 136 pounds on stage in one of those little tiny posing suits. And that I can't even get one leg in anymore. But the thing is, I was 136 on stage, all muscle, and what a transformation. Now, when I found out through that whole process, is I was going to yo-yo back unless I found out what the root and the foundation of my problem was. And that came out in my book that I wrote that actually was published. But the thing is, I found out that it's here. So basically, I had to step back and see, where did all this happen? Why can't I have? Now, I lived in Japan for years. They would drink soup and rice and fish in the morning, at lunch, dinner. It didn't matter. And I'm like, wow, that's really interesting. They can eat whatever they want. Look at how skinny and tiny these people are. A lot of it's genetics, but extremely high blood pressure, a lot of heart disease because of it, a lot of cancer because of it. My Japanese dad passed away from it. So those are things, but you can eat anything that you want. Why do you have to eat cereal in the morning? Why do you have to eat toast in the morning? Why can't you have a nice salad for breakfast if you want? Why can't you have, and you're like, oh, that's disgusting. That's the mindset that you were trained and you still live with, and that's what you believe in. But you can change that if you want to. You're a grown-up. You can eat whatever you want. If you want to eat candy for breakfast, eat candy for breakfast. But it's the wrong thing to do. But anyway, are you getting where I'm coming at that? Okay, so we got to get to the foundation. And then you've got to ask yourself, why am I doing this? And if you are overweight, ladies and gentlemen, then we basically got to step back and look at why you are eating, when you are eating, and how you are eating. Now there's a lot of videos out there that I talk about that on the YouTube channel. Please go back and watch them. We will talk about them a little bit, but this is all about foundation right now. So we have to look at, as food is, get your pencil and paper, because I want you to write this down. I really want you to write this down. Please write it down. Food is for fuel only. People are like, well, that's boring. That's really boring. Really, in all reality, that's all food is. So when we sit down and eat those 3 big meals, that's really not healthy for us, because that's not really the way our body works. Where did we learn it? Generation after generation after generation. This is how they're taught. We don't eat like we did 100 years ago. We don't eat like other countries eat. I have friends that live in Africa. They literally eat from the earth, and they live to their 90s and 100s because they don't eat processed stuff. They don't eat junk. They eat from the earth is what they do. It's just called, in America, or bodybuilding or lifting weights, clean. We eat clean. We don't eat all the crap that we put into our foods. So we need to go back again, reel it in, is go back and find out where the type of eating that you're doing right now started? Did it start with your childhood? Did you change it when you were in your 20s? Did you change it when you were in your 30s? Maybe you started out and then, or did you start, I'm just going to yo-yo diet all over the place and try these fads? When did that start? And why did that start? Let's get back to the basics and go to the foundation. Okay? So, with that said, when you get there, you need to begin to write down the things that you can remember that may have psychologically caused you to do those things. So let me give you an example. When I was training and my clients, a lot of my female clients mainly, because I manage gyms as well, they would find out that a lot of the times that they were eating carbohydrates, complex carbohydrates. Now, do you know what a complex carbohydrate is? Well, I'll tell you anyway. So, complex carbohydrate is basically something like a pasta, chips, potatoes, rice, those kind of things. But a lot of it that the ladies are eating, potatoes, mashed potatoes, all kinds of chips. How about macaroni salad, potato salad, all these foods, what we considered as comfort foods. And that's a go-to food for most American people. Is a comfort food is usually something that you will eat, not think about, and you don't even look at how much you're eating of it because psychologically something has caused you to do it. So basically, women get stressed. Maybe they had a bad day at work. Some people pick up a bottle. Some people pick up food. Some people pick up, well, I wouldn't say sex. I would pick up sex, but you would have sex addicts or sexual addiction because they go to something that brings them comfort and they stuff it. So these are some of the things that we've got to figure out at the foundation, what it is, why it is, and what you're putting in your mouth and why. So what I want you to do is go back to sort of just look at your history. Do I eat 3 meals a day and why? And if I'm eating more complex carbohydrates, let's just focus on that. Why? Because a lot of the times, and just so you know, complex carbohydrates turn into sugar, and we know that sugar turns to fat. And the problem with sugar is a lot of diseases love it, make you crave it, and they live off of it, then they begin to thrive. Did you know that cancer thrives on sugar? Yeah, that does. So does, look at diabetes with insulin and sugar issues and all kinds of other things. So we want to stay away from complex carbohydrates as much as we can. Not saying to eliminate them, and that's for another topic later, but let's get to the foundation. Why you're eating what you're eating, how many times you're eating, is it from your ancestry or is it something that you did and developed at when? What you would like to change about it, and that we'll discuss more later because we're not there. And one other thing. Crap. What you want to change about it, where, why, when. And that's the thing is, are you eating out of stress? Is this become a habit? Has the foundation grown into stress eating? You know, there's so many things. So just sit down with a piece of paper and ask yourself, why am I eating what I'm eating when I'm eating it? How many times am I eating it? And have I actually been trained to eat this way? Is this the way that my body needs to eat? Because everybody is different. I can't say what's best for you unless I sat down with you one-on-one as a client and tell you and actually get some blood work because everybody is so different. So the thing is, you have to figure this out for yourself, and I'm here for you. So this is week 1, and this is the foundation that we're going to, because this, if you watch the mind, it goes hand in hand, because a lot of the times when we're stressed out, we're broken, we have issues that we are trying to maybe figure out. Maybe we don't know what's broken. We don't know why we have low self-esteem. And then that comes over into our eating. And that's what we need to start working together. So please watch The Mind for April 1st and work with this together. And we're going to, this month, get everything sort of melding together. And then when we hit the spirituality, that's going to be a foundation this week or this month, actually this week. Foundation on your spirituality and what you actually believe in, basically where it started, when it started, why it started. Do you want to change it or do you want to grow it so that you actually have the intuition in you, because you can grow your intuition to know what is good for you, what is not good for you, because you have everything inside that you need to grow as a balanced, healthy person. So that's for today for nutrition. That's a lot. If you really, really get into this, it is really a lot of homework of, okay, what I'm eating, why I'm eating, how. Do the five, what, where, when, how, and why. And then watch the video on Mind, what, where, when, how, and why, and then combine them together. And then we're going to see you next week. Don't forget to go to my YouTube or go to getbalance2020.com or come see me on Facebook. I'm on there a lot and doing a lot of lives. I do have Instagram as well. I don't go on there as much as I probably should. But anyway, I love you guys and we will talk to you soon. Actually, next week, I will be doing this. I'm going to start doing them more on the Mondays or Tuesdays, and I'm going to hit the repeat on my Facebook so that people can see it. But you can find them on Facebook. I mean, on YouTube. All right. Love you guys. Be safe. Get to the foundation because we're going to get to the root and grow, restore, repair, and flourish and share. All right. Love you guys.